All right. It is. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. And we're starting off at the end of Walnut Avenue in the city of Orange. And it's late. It's about 10:45. Let's focus this down. So I need to work later because we're missing people on second shift. We're missing 2 people on second shift for maintenance. So even though I don't work on equipment, I have the capability. So we have one guy out on leave for I'm not too sure how much longer, and then we have another guy moved to Atlanta, so we just need coverage on second shift. So I said that I would come in, and there's no issues with me performing managerial duties. It doesn't really matter when I'm there, but it would benefit the business if I could be there later to fill any gaps. So periodically we'll be going in a little bit later. I actually wouldn't mind working the second shift. I mean, there's pros and cons to all of it. Today the pro was I was able to go with my oldest son to his high school orientation, I guess you call it. We just went and did the orientation thing. So went through all the proper areas and got him all ready. So now they have to make an adjustment to his classes. So he had a couple of high schools he could go to, but right in the middle. So he wanted to go to Orange High School, and then his mom wanted him to go to Elmo. So, but ultimately he's ending up at Orange High School. And so being that they were on the fence about what he was going to do, they already have classes picked out for him and a schedule. But he's gonna, we talked to his counselor, and him and his mom are working on upgrading some of his classes to honor classes. So that's what he wants. So we're starting off on Santiago Creek Trail as usual. It's hard to say. It's probably about 80 degrees. Feels nice and cool when you're riding, and a little warm when you stop. So this guy's gonna do this hill bump. Let's watch him do the hill bump. Yeah. Uh-oh, we got another bike coming. I just ran over glass. What's up, bro? I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and accidentally ran over glass. So we'll see what happens. Technically, I don't really need to be there until 1, so it's not a big deal if we get a flat or something. Let's go over on this side. Better look at the creek. Hopefully, I feel like the camera's a little crooked, but I guess I always feel that way. So usually, like, if I go to work late, I have this feeling like I'm doing something wrong, you know? Like, even if you have, like, scheduled time off and you schedule the time off and you're going into work late, it always, for me, it always has that strange feeling like, oh my God, I'm late, you know? And you feel like you're, there's Tarzan, as somebody mentioned. I always feel like conscious of it, like, okay, I'm not there. If something goes wrong, I'm not there to help, etc. But it feels nice right now because what I'm doing is a choice that benefits the business. So it's like I feel very relaxed about going in late because I know it's to help. Alright, I'm gonna take my sunglasses off real quick. Alright. Pretty quiet on the trail this time of day. So I was thinking about high school. So the city of Orange, so the Orange High School they're the Orange Panthers, and their colors are black and orange. And when I went to high school, I also live very close to my high school, like we do with my son. Probably like 2 miles. We're about 1.5 miles. And my school was also called the Porterville Panthers. And our colors were orange and green. But our mascot was a Black Panther. I was thinking about how different it was in the 90s. So when I first started high school, we had what's called an open campus. So our school location was, it wasn't in downtown, because downtown is Olive and Main, but it was a street called Olive, and it was there's tons of restaurants there, like fast food restaurants. And, like your basic ones. There was Jack in the Box. There was like an old school like burger joint, like a kind of a 50s diner type of spot called Coleman's. There was a Hoagie's sandwich shop, Taco Bell, a Long John Silver's, a few different mini marts, all right there across the street from the school. And then during lunch break, you could leave campus. Even during brunch, I believe. So everybody, at lunchtime, everybody would take off and go to whatever spot your group that you hung out with claimed. So we had like the metalheads from the east side, they would be at Hoagie's. The Cowboys, Native Americans would hang out in another spot. But there would be, so I think that was for my freshman and sophomore year. But the 90s were pretty turned up, as they say. And even in our little town of about probably 40,000 people at the time, Tulare County is it's out in the middle of the country, but it's not any different than, well, it is different, but there's still big city problems in those small towns, and the CDCR reflects that. If you go to any kind of state prison, there's going to be a bunch of people from Tulare County. But anyway, so yeah, we had an open campus for I think at least the first 2 years, and then due to like so much crime and fighting like on the streets from people that weren't going to high school, they ended up closing campus and they got a lot more strict. But I think I adapted well in high school, and I think my son's pretty adaptive. He's interesting. He's very intelligent, but he's also kind of cool. So he's a cool kid that's smart. I think he's respectful and cautious, like in settings like high school. But I'd come from a Christian school into high school, so high school was pretty intimidating. I think junior high school is probably very similar to high school. So, most public school kids, like my son was, like, will make that adjustment relatively organically. Like, I think it's, but yeah, going to a Christian environment with only 100 students for 8 years, for me, high school was quite I wouldn't say shocking. I think the most shocking thing was, of course, like the mass amount of students, but also the fights, man. There was so many fights. Like every brunch, every lunch, like there was just massive fights. On your left. Like I can remember like seeing that, and at my school, the whole time I was there, I don't think I saw any fights. I mean, I've seen people get punched, like hit before, but not like a full-on like brawl. I mean, I've seen fights with like 15 or 20 against 15 or 20, just gang fights. I saw people fight with I saw one of the Native Americans fight a stoner, and the stoner guy wasn't even in high school. He was like in his 20s. And they fought out in front of the school, and they both had knives. They were slashing each other. Nobody got stabbed, but there was definitely some slashing going on. Pretty nice ride, huh? It's enjoyable. Guess we're just gonna do a normal route. We'll go head into downtown Santa Ana. Been really struggling with getting videos out. I have tons of footage. I just haven't had the time, and then I had a video that I was going to publish today that I uploaded, and then I realized I had a phone conversation in the video that wasn't bad. It's just something I didn't want to put in the video. So now I can't publish that video, and I won't be able to fix it until tonight. But I'm going to be at work late, so I guess we'll just go straight. I think this street go through? Yeah. Oh. So it's really nice. Like I said, you can feel the warmth of the sun, but the air is nice and cool. Pretty relaxing. I'm always just in such a rush. This is a welcome break from all that. Wow, check out this Baja bug. Cool. Pretty nice back here. So this street's gonna, if I stay on this street, it's gonna cut back, take us back to Santiago. So we're gonna go here, make a right, and go on to Main Street. All right, we need to hurry up here. Alright, we're on Main, Santana. So yeah, we're in survival mode in every respect. So I feel like I'm in survival mode at work with the present situation, with our living situation. We're in survival mode, and I feel like the channel is on survival mode. So if you're new to the channel or you've been here a while, I appreciate you watching the channel, and stick with me, please. At a minimum, you'll get videos like this, and in the future, I know I've been saying that for like 2 years, but we will eventually get to the point. My objective was to get to 1,000 subscribers. So now we're at 1,140, I think 140. So we've got the framework up. We know I know I can edit good videos. I know my camera well. I know how to what settings work for what condition. We've mapped and mastered all our routes. So what's left is just to get better content where we're going down even deeper into the finer details of the surrounding cities and what's going on in them, maybe current events, crime, accidents, chisme, like neighborhood. More than likely what I'll start doing is so on Instagram and TikTok, and specifically really Instagram, I'm really don't get on it a lot, but most of my the channels I'm following have to do with local news and local crime, like all the local channels, little mini news channels, and so you can get like a really nice broad overview of what's going on in these different areas that we're riding through. And for instance, there's a neighborhood in on the way. It's next to. Runs parallel with Flower Street, and it's they're having a neighborhood battle going on with somebody who has been shooting cats in the neighborhood, right? And they had like I watched a video this morning where they actually had a neighborhood protest. So a bunch of people in the neighborhood got together, like 100 people got together and went out in front of this person's house with signs and telling them to stop shooting everybody's cats. So we would be able to do something like find those videos, put them on our video, and then go to those locations and show where like all this stuff's going down at. I don't know. I think that might be kind of interesting. People love drama. I think that's like at a certain point, that becomes the challenge of the channel. Is my videos are pretty drama free. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for me to fly off the handle. Well, as an e-biker, I have lots of close calls. From the negligence of other drivers or my own negligence, a lot of close calls of which I could exaggerate and make a big deal out of. And really, I guess there's a lot of opportunities for drama, but that's not what I want really with the channel. But I suppose we could trip out on other people's drama. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. DUI enforcement zone, yo. All right. Right now? Oh my gosh, that was a big bump. Daydreaming. So it looks like that historical house. So that house belonged, I can't remember her name, but the first female doctor of Orange County. That's her house. It's actually, that's not its true location. It was moved there. And the move of that house is what started the Historical Society of like Preservation Society in here in Santa Ana. We'll go by and see what they're doing over there. Beautiful home. I've always thought it was really cool how you can take an old house and just relocate it, just move it, We'll get a better look at the house, but this is Dr. So it's called the How Waffle House. How. So this is definitely, I talked about this house before in a video a long time ago, where I thought I was going to start visiting historical sites on my videos and never stuck with it. Pretty nice. Let's see what this little plaque says here. So Dr. Howe Waffle House and Carriage House, restored by the Santa Ana Historical Preservation Society, listed on the National Register of Historic Places, dedicated July 1979. Santa Ana Parlor 235, Native Daughters of the Golden West. McFarland Hall. This is an amazing church too, this Presbyterian church. I would love to, so this is called Christ the Chief Cornerstone, 1937. So this building here, this church, is another one of my favorite buildings in Santa Ana. I would love to get inside of this church and explore. Look at that. And look at, I mean, they have a there's a basement throughout the whole building. It's a beautiful, beautiful structure. Yeah, they have can't see the stained glass from the outside, but I bet you in the inside it's pretty nice. It's still got the original windows. Beautiful. Got a basketball court. Hit the berm. Never been in this parking structure. Alright, my phone's ringing. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I have a meeting in 15 minutes. We're on 5th Street. Let's make a right on the Bush Street. Alright, so we've gone 6.5 miles in 32 minutes, so we're halfway there. So we're gonna have to speed up the pace a little bit. Police activity down that street. Oh, excuse me. Got the hiccups. I haven't eaten today. Just eating a lot of air. We can go. Oh yeah. Uncle Jesse. We got a little radio out here. Pretty quiet in the alley. Somebody's talking to me. Oh, they're right there. I heard somebody talking and there are people behind that wall just chilling. I remember seeing people when I was growing up in my neighborhood. You know, there was a lot of junkies. So I remember seeing like people nodding out. Like there was this trailer park where they used to all hang out. But this fentanyl thing's a whole new level, man. Like I thought nodding out was like bad. The stuff that these people do is insane. Like, how do they even protect themselves on the streets? They're so like with a drug that makes you so vulnerable. I mean, you're so vulnerable to everything when you take that drug. I mean, that's like the ultimate representation of straight like you just gave up, like giving up 100%. You cannot operate physically. You're exposed to all kinds of strange bacterial infections and you can't move. Your body, like physically, is just getting destroyed. You know, you're not. Yeah, it's complete just giving up. You got other drugs, you know, people take. They're actually kind of living a life, you know. You're doing methamphetamines, like those people are busy, you know, they're doing stuff all the time, whether it be artwork or building stuff, taking stuff apart. Like they're actually creating experiences, but with the fentanyl, there's nothing there. All right, we're back on Main. It's been 37 minutes, so we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. Wow, this truck's smoking. Smoking, bro. Man, this guy needs a new car. He needs some new llantas. I'll go on the sidewalk. love it. I love Main Street so much. Nice Volkswagen bus. Well, the further we get down on South Main, the more my heart sinks. This is a great ride. This is a well-needed ride. So I mean, obviously we ride every day, but wow, look at that! Oh yeah, it's a beast. So it looks like an old van turned into or I guess an old bus with some 4x4 tires on it, some big old dually tires, some Mad Max. It says Tecate Motorsports on it. Trying to dodge all the different variety of debris on the street. Pretty nice. It's a lot, obviously it's a lot easier in the middle of the day. Like traffic is so easy right now. What we got here? Very interesting vehicle. Holy moly. Alright, let's hit this crosser here. White Putas. That's me. Man, imagine having an apartment way up there. Be on top of the world. Badasses right there, huh? Heroes. Should get out of this turning lane, but I don't trust that all these cars are in the right lane. So I just gotta kind of endure it a little bit. Sitting out 48 minutes, 110 miles, or 110 miles, 11.1 miles, and got 5,780 miles on the Windhorse. So I need to start planning for another bike soon. I'm not too sure how I can get one. But I don't know how much more life the Windhorse has in it. In worst case, we'll be riding the Mac Fox. I've got my gravel bike. I just need to take the take it into a shop and have them true the back tire, the back rim. So we have essentially we have two backup bikes. But ideally we get to do a bike review one of these days. I just got to get the views up. So right now I probably average 200 views a video, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I put a video out every day. I mean, every once in a while it's only 150, 160, but I mean, it's a lot of videos to put out in a week. But I do it because I know that there's a few people that watch the whole, like to watch a video every day. That's really why I'm doing it. And I appreciate those people. That's why I put a video out every day. But I would like to get my average views up to, you know, probably about 400, 300 to 400 a day. Yeah, on average, right? So some videos might have 400, some might have 300. So I want to get that number up. And I think if we can do that, then I'll start gaining the attention of some of the review channels. But I need to put in the work first. You know, by simply just riding to work and filming, I'm not really putting in the work. Going on behind us. Not a lot. Let's see. Figure out what everybody, try to guess what everybody's doing behind me. Some big holes in this street. Get back here behind the FedEx truck. I think we can keep up with the FedEx truck. All right, so 52 minutes. I don't know that the video is 52 minutes. I had my bike on way before. I had my bike on way before I started filming. I think. I don't know. Whoa, wind horse, whoa. All right, so overall, what a great ride. I mean, I would define this as the perfect ride so far, but we still have a little time to go. Swift FedEx truck. Express, FedEx Express. Federal Express Express. Redundant. Redundancy. Alright, so we survived the ride, which is always nice. I appreciate everybody watching the channel. see ways you can help me out in my endeavors to become an e-bike review channel in the description. Thank you.